Yeah. I, I don't know why. I just figured for Pantera, where the fucking stock cap. I've been listening to this album for 2 days in a row now. And look, obviously I've known the greatness of this album for 25 years. But to really dive back into this bad boy and get the emotion that I had when I first listened to it 25 fucking years ago, wow. I really kind of forgot how truly powerful this fucking album is. And you can tell I'm fucking jacked. That's like 5 F-bombs in 20 seconds. So yeah, I'm feeling it. This is the original album to me that screams rock out with your cock out. That's right. Go ahead and whip it up. Well, no, I'm not. No, I'm not going to do that here. Why do you staying here when I do these? You throw me off my game. Skank. I got people. They want to talk about Pantera, or they want to hear me talk about Pantera. They want to hear me talk about Penelope. Just get. Anyway, yeah, I'm telling you, that's the kind of emotion you get when you listen to this. Hell yeah, bang your head. If you do want to take your clothes off, go ahead. Take your fucking clothes off. Run outside. Neighbors, they get all pissy at you. Say, look, it's Pantera, bitch. Hell yeah. I don't care if you don't like my saggy nuts. That's what this band does to me. It makes me do weird things I don't normally do, right? Like I just got done doing like 13 push-ups. Fuck. I'm lucky if I do 9. Somewhere between 6 and 8 is usually my limit anymore. All right. Out of Texas, we know that. The lineup. Phil Anselmo, the singer. Uh, Dimebag Darrell, the guitarist. Rex Brown, basses. Vinnie Paul on drums. And I'm going to tell you, Vinnie Paul, great drummer. Rex Brown, amazing bass player on this album. But Vulgar display of power, the greatness of it, is Phil Anselmo, his vocals and his lyrics, backed by Dimebag's just crushing guitar riffs. That's what really makes this album. And uh, Cowboys from Hell was a great album, no doubt about it. But Vulgar Display of Power, it's just on a different level. Like the passion and the anger in those vocal tracks from Phil, we feel it. That's why you just heard me say I went from 6 to 8 push-ups to 13 push-ups like that. That's the power of vocals right there. And so, how do we kick this bad boy off? Mouth for War. And we're off. We are off and running. I'll never forget the first time the look on the Buckster's face when I played this song. Because I'd ordered this cassette, or I bought this cassette. I ordered a hard and heavy tape, VHS tape. Won't get into that right now. That same VHS tape that got mysteriously fucking stolen. Anyway, and I could see it in his eyes. He's like, "Holy shit, you're right. This band kicks ass." It just reaches out of the cassette player and grabs you by the throat. Revenge. I'm talking revenge again. Wrong. I've been wrong for far too long. And I can forget the chorus. Hold your mouth for a war. Use it for what it's for. Speak the truth about me. Determined. And then we get that first earth-crushing fucking solo from Dimebag. This is the album that put Dimebag on the map. Like I said, you knew Cowboys from Hell, talented band, but this is the album where people are like, holy shit, this guy infuses blues with metal and thrash and just these inhuman guitar solos. The whammy bar, and 5,000 hour, 5,000 mile an hour hammer on and pull off single notes. He just incredible talent. And I love the end riff where it picks up bass. We transition into hyperspeed, dun, 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 and we get that uh, Vinnie Paul just killing it with the double bass. No one can piss on this determination. Ooh, dun, 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 dun. It's just, what a song. That's how you fucking kick off one of the greatest thrash albums of all time. It's that simple. A New Level. I really forgot the greatness of this song. So this one slows down a little bit, but we get chunky and we get crunch, that crunchy, thick distortion that we love, that we feel through the chest. We get it on this song. A new level of confidence and power, such power. Oh, just all the amazing riffs that Dimebag transitions to on this entire album. Amazing. Got shit on, pissed on, spit on, stepped on, fucked with by lesser men. New life replaces old life, unscarred by trials. Oh, you know what I mean? I know I'm kind of all goofy with this review today, but this is the kind of review this album makes me do. I do goofy shit when I listen to this. It just sparks that kind of emotion in a person. They don't record albums like this. Not to me. I haven't heard a metal album that, with the exception of one band, okay, you know what I'm talking about, Gore. An album like this where it's that makes a person get that passionate. I haven't heard an album like this in over 2 decades. And I understand, especially with extreme metal, how it's changed with the vocal style. This vocal style, this is what I'm talking about. We get the anger, we get the passion, and when he needs to, this is what's really, really cool. He can sing. Phil Anselmo had a great voice, and I know his voice it's sounded a lot better. Can you just imagine all the years of yelling into the mic? Can you imagine your fucking voice holding up to that? Anyway, and of course we know about the whole drug thing, but that's why I can't get into death metal. And you've heard me say this all the time. Imagine a death metal band with these kind of vocals on Vulgar Display of Power. Then we're talking. I'm not disputing a lot of the talent in death metal. I love a lot of the guitar riffs. It's just the vocals. Anyway, so I digress. Then we get to Walk. One of the most iconic riffs of all time. Respect. Are you talking to me? And that video, you hear that riff, you picture the video, Phil Anselmo walking around, of course, no shirt on, in the shorts, crowds got the fist pumped in the air. This, it's so fucking sad what happened to that fucking idiot that shot Dimebag and took him away from us. Just, it sucks. And it's such a simple riff, but it's so perfect. That blues, thrash, Dimebag Darrell special. That's what he gave us. Uh, Texas style thrash. What an amazing fucking album. And I'm just gonna tell you right now, fanboy review. This is all this is, and you know what though? It deserves this kind of review. That's why it's number 10 in my top 50 of all time. And I know the Bucks would have it higher on his. If he had a top 50 of all time, this is probably 2 or 3, just a guess. He'll tell me. Then we get to fucking Hostile. Think about that. First 4 songs. Mouth for War, A New Level, Walk, fucking Hostile. And I'm picturing this because I have this on cassette. A cassette. Like those 4 songs are the first 4 fucking songs on this album. Are you kidding me? Those 4 songs alone destroy most albums. Those 4 songs by themselves. Fucking Hostile, and I've said this before, the greatest thrash riff of all time. I'm not talking about the chorus. To see, to be, cannot be taught, but in turn, you're making us, ooh, fucking hostile. I'm telling you. And yeah, I know. It's a lot of it has to do with the fact that I love the fucking F-bomb. I get that. But the power of that riff, it's so overwhelming. And Justice for All. Everyone's heard me talk about that album at nauseum, how much I love it. I don't get excited like I do when I listen to this album. I just don't. And it's a great album. It's so technical. And maybe that's part of the reason why. This is technical, but not too technical. It finds that perfect middle ground. Because we know Dimebag Darrell, he could play whatever the fuck he wanted, but it was about the songs and finding that groove. And that's just why this album is so legendary. Few bands are able to find that perfect middle ground. And I know a lot of people will argue, and they have every right to. They'll tell me, uh, Rust in Peace, Megadeth, Slayer. There's South of Heaven. Uh, uh, I'm forgetting titles of all their albums, but a lot of their fans would argue it's like, oh, that's better than Vulgar Display of Power. That's fine, but for me, and I've been debating this for a while now. It is Vulgar Display of Power to me is the greatest thrash album of all time. There you go. This Love, and it keeps rolling here. And I was listening to this last night, and I was banging my head. I really was. I know you can kind of picture that in your head and think, was you wearing the pink shirt too and the stod cap? I wasn't. I was actually naked. And I ran outside real quick. I was like, yeah, look. And I was singing the song, like, you take this love, fist, love, child, love, toy. You take this love, love, love. Just like that. I took my glasses off because I thought it'd make me look more intimidating. But she just laughed at me. The neighbor. She laughed at me when I was naked, and it hurt me. Anyway, I know. See, I told you, this album, so it does. Makes you say and do goofy things. You gotta love the clean guitar, right? Dun, 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 dun. And the solos that he plays over that Dimebag. And I'm not trying to dismiss Rex Brown and Vinnie Paul, the importance of them to this album. Obviously, drummer and the bass player are important to any album. But it really is Dimebag and Phil are what make this album the special album it is. And I love the parts where it slows down. No more head trip. Dun 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 dun. That chunky, thick, slow, heavy riff. Well, I didn't get chicken skin there, but I did last night. Then we end the first side Remember, my cassette with Rise. Forgot about this one. This one's pretty fast. It kicks in right off the bat. We don't really get uh, an introduction. We get right after it, and then it slows down. Dun, 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 dun. But like Dimebag always does, we start fast, we slow it down, we get into our groove. It's time to spread the word. Let the voice be heard. All of us, one of us, all of us, dominate and take the motherfucking world. And when you hear words like that, and it's Phil Anselmo, that's why Pantera fans, that's why we get fucking jacked up. I don't understand why there ain't more boxers that don't come into the ring with Pantera as their uh, entrance music. Fuck yeah. I would love to see one of the Morrison boys pick any Pantera song. Shit, I don't care. Just a suggestion. I'm trying to tell you what to do, Trey or Kenzie, but can't tell me you won't get jacked up, especially if you had a song. If you had fucking Hostile playing in the background, somebody is gonna get fucked up. All right, flip the cassette over. That's what my dual cassette player does. Just like that. No Good, Attack the Radical. Decent song. And this one kind of talks about race. You better listen to a man who knows what he's saying. No good for no one. Race, pride, prejudice. And when I think about this song, I think about that VHS tape. And the Buckster knows what I'm talking about. And in there, because especially when Pantera was starting to get popular with this album, there was this thing going around that they were racist and that white supremacists would show up at their concerts. They're fucking idiots, okay? They are. And a lot of musicians cannot stop who listens to their music, right? But even, and of course, MTV pounced on that. And I know Phil Anselmo has said and done a couple things that are fucking stupid. We've been over that 100 times. I'm not trying to make an excuse for him. He was an idiot a couple times, like a lot of people in bands are, singers and musicians. We've seen it throughout history. But even in this video that I'm talking about, when I'm referring to this song, he says, all I'm trying to say is I don't want us to hate each other. He's like, I want to go somewhere and I want to hang out with a black guy. He's like, I want to buy that guy a beer. That's what I want us to do. And I know that sounds stupid and silly, and you think of all the, the couple things he's done that are stupid, but I agree with him. That's what I want. All this racist shit is stupid and mindless, and it's never going away, unfortunately. But I just hated it when MTV tried to put the whole Nazi thing, connect it with this. This is a great album, all right? And if a couple Nazis listen to it, well, that sucks. Fuck them anyway. It doesn't matter. It doesn't take away from the greatness of this album. All right, next song, 8. Is it Live in a Hole or Live in a Hole? I'm just being stupid. It's Live in a Hole. You get that crazy Dimebag Darrell riff. Wow, wow, wow. Little wah-wah infused thrash riff. And, oh, I love this guitar riff. Full of grief, I scream at the wind. I won't let you in to have a story to tell. My fear grips the will of stone. Yeah, it's got that heavy, just single note, palm mute riff that does dun 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 na 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 dun dun dun. Yeah, what can I say? Dimebag's guitar playing, I think it makes me erect. Penelope, don't be immature right now. Anyway, uh, I just I just love his guitar tone. I love the way he played, the passion that he brought. It's amazing. And in that song too, and I mentioned it before, Phil Anselmo has parts on this album where he actually sings. It's not all screaming and yelling. He showcases how dynamic his voice was at the time. Good singer. Doesn't get enough credit for that. Regular People Conceit, Song 9. I love these lyrics. Uh, Most regular people would say, it's hard. Every streetwise son of a bitch knows, don't fuck with this. It's a great line. And I love the parts in the song where he talks. And in the second verse, Phil sings, to be just like me, you can't see. And then Phil and someone says, you ain't got the balls, son. Just love that. I can understand. This was a while back. I remember somebody on Facebook posting, working out to Pantera. Well, that makes sense. I can see why. Uh, Song 10 by Demons Be Driven. Uh, just another kick-ass thrash riff with that little bit of Texas blues thrown in there. Nothing quite like it. Never will be either. Uh, and Vinnie Paul, especially on this song, he's good on the entire album, like I said. But this one especially, uh, he really stands out on this track. Not like, again, like I said, not saying the guy was just there, because I'm not giving him a lot of love. He is really good, and so is Rex Brown. It's just Phil Anselmo, Dimebag Darrell. They just take this album to a completely different level. I think you'd agree. All right, and then of course we end it with Hollow. Kind of a soft song. It's like This Love, where he's playing the clean guitar and just playing these fucking amazing little solos over it. God, what a wasted talent. Because of not wasted talent. What a waste of all the more good stuff we would have got from him, from Dimebag. And that shit of Vinnie Paul not letting Phil come to Dimebag's funeral, fuck you. That was bullshit. But anyway, that's for another show. And on Hollow too, once again, Phil Anselmo shows that he's more than just a yeller and a screamer. He really brings it singing wise on that song. And there you have it. That's my number 10 album of all time. I know what you're thinking, like, that's number 10? Yeah, I've got 9 albums, in my opinion, that are better than Vulgar Display of Power. As you can tell, you've seen it. Great fucking album. Crank it up tonight for the weekend. If anything, it'll give you confidence, especially, you know what? The great thing about an album like this, you'll ask out 6 or 7 different women and you'll get shot down. Don't bother you. You keep after it. Got the power of Phil Anselmo behind you. Fuck it. I don't care. I've been shot down 13 times. Do you think 14 is going to stop me? Hell no. Shouldn't either. All right. But remember, have fun, drink up, and party, but not too hard. And I'll be here Monday. Take care of that hangover. All right. Take it easy. And if it's easy, take it twice. I'm out.